Anyone who follows my content knows that I am consistently talking about getting in touch with your internal experience, getting in touch with your emotions and your thoughts, your insecurities, your triggers, your fears, and your angers. And I suppose for good reason, because ultimately, so much of our suffering is caused by us being in somewhat of a denial of what our internal experience is. And I think we have this notion that if we deny we're feeling a certain way, if we repress or push down our anxieties or our fears or our jealousies or our envy, that somehow it's not actually true, that it's not actually real. We don't have to acknowledge it. But the thing is, all you're doing is pushing it down. All you're doing is repressing it. And the reality is, we all have kind of a yin and a yang element to our persona. We all have the ability to be really kind, benevolent, loving people. We also have the ability to be resentful, to be angry, to dislike other people, to be malicious. I mean, it's all there within us, and it's part of the beauty wash that makes us who we are, And I think we tend to, I suppose, feel like only a certain aspect of who we are is acceptable on a day-to-day basis, and we put so much energy into denying our, I suppose, the parts of ourselves that we don't like as much. And in order to be a better person, in order to, I suppose, bring the good out as much as possible, you need to also acknowledge the not so good. You need to accept who you are as a whole, because the more you deny the insecurities and the fears and the anxieties, the bigger they tend to grow, whereas if you can treat them with a little bit of compassion and understanding, they tend to subside, they tend to fade away. And this is something people struggle with, as I said, an awful lot. I see them coming in and they're like, okay, if I just don't talk about this, if I just don't acknowledge it, it's like as if it's not happening at all, and they have the same approach to themselves, the same approach to the problems that they have in their relationship or in their personal life. And the reality is, these things never tend to go away. You have to bring everything out into the open. You have to get in touch with what it is that scares you, what it is that you fear, what it is that causes your anxieties and your triggers, in order to be able to work through them. And I suppose it's one thing having awareness of some of the things that are going on inside, but you also have to find acceptance for things as they are. And it's important to note, I suppose, that acceptance does not mean that you are not going to put any changes in place. It's just accepting how things are for you in this very moment, whether it be anxious or painful or uncomfortable, or if you're feeling resentment or hatred or anger, whatever is. However, if you're in denial of that, you cannot change it. Whereas if you acknowledge it, you can take the steps necessary to make the changes in order to help you connect better with other people, in order to help you connect better with yourself, and in order for you to find a more fulfilling, satisfactory life. And the reality is, we all tend to think that if we fix ourselves, that we're going to be more successful, or we're going to be happier, or kind of life is going to be amazing. And the reality is, what we should be working on is fixing ourselves or helping ourselves to connect with other people, because ultimately that's what makes us feel good. Being able to reach out to other people, being able to find the strength in our vulnerabilities and allow other people to be vulnerable with us, to have those rich relationships that make us feel like the world is an amazing place, and to become so secure in ourselves that we're able to take time out, that we're able to notice the world around us, and that we're able to notice, I suppose, the little things every day that are actually the most containing of joy and have the most potential for putting a smile on our face. So if you want to get past the superficial way of living, if you want to connect with yourself more, if you want to get more in touch with your emotional experience, if you want to work through your anxieties, your fears and your relationship issues, get in touch with me on my website. It's fundamentals I look forward to hearing from you. And if you want to see any more of my content, go check out my YouTube channel. It's Fiona Feely. Lots of content there on mental health, how to find a more purposeful way of living, and how to deal with anxieties, fears, and lots of other mental health and emotional health content. So go check it out, like, share, and subscribe. I hope everyone has an amazing day.